Peace, grace, and abundance to each of you. I am having a moment at 4 in the morning because Miss Unconventional, who's going through all kinds of polar shifts with the universe, doesn't sleep normal hours anymore. She sleeps, I'm speaking of myself in third person, yes. Anyway, she sleeps early in the morning, late at night, in the afternoon, just strange occurrences happening. And I was thinking of my smile. And I was thinking, you know, I think my life I have set up a lot like I love cooking shows like Chopped, Chef Wanted, Top Chef, blah blah blah. Because I like people having to like come up with the dish of a lifetime in 20 minutes. And I feel like my life has been a lot like that. Like I've had to come up with solutions to things in the nick of time, in minutes, in chaotic situations, and time crunches, and uh, strange surroundings, and 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 somehow, some way, I always do. And I know that has a lot to do with my ancestors, God, Goddess, angels, the divas, the Buddhas, the ascended masters and teachers, my higher self in another realm reaching down and saying, baby girl, you got this. And as I was thinking about my smile, I was thinking about my mother and how much our relationship has changed. Like, me and my mom never used to talk unless we talked about her problems. Like, I used to crave having a mother I could speak to about, like, my life and what I was going through. And it's different now. My mommy calls and checks on me and she wants to help me. Like, and over the past few years, she's been more quick to admit that, my life was pretty rough. And if I had to say what working with me would be like, I've worked with my mother since I was a child. I came in being a consultant. Like, I came into this world doing consultations with my parents, my father and my mother. And I remember advising my mother. I remember my mother used to talk to me like a sister when I was 4 and 5 years old, literally. And I remember advising her to leave my father. He was very abusive. I loved my dad. I did, and I do. But he he hurt my mommy a lot, and I still feel that. So anyway, me and my mother had a very strained relationship. She went through a lot of pain and she was sick, and I don't mean sick in world terms. I mean heart sick, which I think most of us are. This system creates heart sickness. There's so many times that who you are as you are is just not enough. People tend to point out your flaws. People tend to point out where you don't and how you don't measure up. And those messages over and over again begin to program the cells to feel a certain way about self. That self-love that should be automatic becomes almost obsolete. And then we're taught to need and look and search for the approval of others. And so when we don't get the approval of the main people that we should get, like our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our husbands, our wives, our children, we tend to feel the sickness comes. And my mother had, an abusive husband. She had a family that disowned her for marrying a black man and having black children, and she went through a lot. But I'm so proud of her because she's becoming a mommy. I want to tear up. And watching her grow, I talked to her tonight and she still has this thing of not believing in herself. Like the simplest things, she wonders if she can do it. And I'm like, Mom, you're one of the smartest people I ever knew. Like, you can do it. And I've been coaching her since like I was 3 because I would tell her, you don't have to stay with someone who hurts you. Like at 4 and 5 years old, I understood that very well. And this is how I feel about everybody I love, because the people I work with, my friends, my family, my my clients and co-creators will never know just how much I feel of them. Like, I feel why the destructive patterns are there, and I feel why the limitations are there. Like, I hear what people are saying, and a lot of times I sit there and I listen, but what I'm really hearing is so different than what they're saying. And so with my own mother, to have this type of healing with her is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal to watch her grow, and to have her say to me, "How did you become so much smarter than me?" And I was like, "Mommy, I'm not. I was receptive to different things." And I mean, first of all, I'm a life path 9, and I came here simply to serve. I picked the most, like I said, I picked a reality show type of existence to remind myself, and to have a lot of experience. Like, when I talk to people about what they're going through or what they're feeling, I don't talk from a place of just, I'm in school for psychology. I'm almost done. I understood psychology long before I got in school for it. I've been doing it forever. Mediating, mentorship, working with couples, working with families. Sometimes I work too well, because usually if I talk to a client at least once, their life changes and they don't come back. Like, I had a mother-daughter that I worked with that it really only took one conversation with them for me to help them be able to see each other in a new light. And I'm grateful that I'm that good, but being that good doesn't pay my bills all the time. So I'm gonna have to get more clients, or I don't know. But I'm grateful. In community psychology, we have a thing where we want to make it where our clients and the people that we co-create with don't need us. That's the purpose, is to make people strong enough, because you can't always pick up the phone and call somebody. I used to tell people that about prayer, like, live your life like you're praying, because you can't always stop and do the 1-2 step and a chant. You have to be so aligned and in tune with your highest self and your spirit self and the universe that in impulse you can make a decision that's going to benefit your life. So to watch my mommy grow is like, I love her. I'm so proud of her. I loved her even when she wasn't doing things the way that I wanted her to. And that's what I wanted to talk about more than anything, is that the pain can make you very angry at the people you love. It can make you angry at your dad, your mom, your husband, your children, your cousins, your aunties, your uncles. It can make you forget that the heart sickness of this system for a divine being to be taken down from divinity to under humanity, because most of us are really operating on a very animalistic, as a matter of fact, below animalistic. I don't know what the hell we're doing, because animals, I honestly say, I see more kind, considerate, compassionate animals sometimes than I see people. The animals are more in tune to how they should naturally, what they were designed to do. They're doing it. They know their role. They're not trying to impress each other for the most part. Even when I meet like people who are like so divine and on this path of higher living, to see how much they're stuck in their root chakra and sacral chakra resonance of just basic survival needs, like, and not advancing above that. You know what I'm saying? How some of the most divine people I know can't get past sex. Like, that's what it always boils down to for them. I don't know. And so just thinking of that, I'm like, who doesn't have the heart sickness and to judge? And I say we must be careful when we come out of stuff, because I've been guilty of that as a Christian person, minister. I've always been pretty understanding of people and their traumas and their issues. But you sometimes have a tendency to feel like because you think fast that everyone should think fast, or because you no longer drink or do drugs or have premarital sex or have promiscuous sex or have casual sex or don't eat meat or do eat meat or whatever your level of right living with for yourself is. We have a tendency to look down on people. I had to talk with someone just recently and she was like, but what if the person is big and they're wearing a tight shirt, and they're showing, it's like people should wear stuff for their size. I said, who determines what someone should be wearing at what size? Some people like bigger women. As a matter of fact, there was a time the belly that I have right now was very sexy. Most of the goddesses and the goddess images had big bellies. Sarah Bartman was not a small woman. She had a big butt and she had some stomach and she had some big titties. So like, who is designing this image of what beauty is? It varies. And it's not just physical. So you have all these people. So anyway, you're like, but what if it's a younger girl? And I understand our need. First of all, why do we have to have an opinion about everything? I remember when I stopped judging what other women wore. I saw a woman one day and she had on something that was really skimpy. As Chris Rock would say, she had on a whole uniform in my mind at that time. Like, you might not be a hoe, but you sure wearing a uniform. And Spirit just gently touched me and said, in a world like this, where self-esteem is so fleeting, and most people dress like everybody else, if she's comfortable in what she has on, how dare you put that negative stigma on it? How dare you judge it as this is bad, this is inappropriate, this is not how a woman should dress? So I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, that's true. And then I started thinking, well, maybe she's been through something, and so Spirit was like, even if it is a cry out for help, maybe it's not a cry out for help. Maybe she just likes dressing like that. And why shouldn't she be able to dress like that? Why does that automatically mean whore? Like, who taught that? There was a time we didn't wear clothes at all. So what if a woman who you think is too big for a certain top has it on? Why you gotta make fun of her? Why you gotta judge her? And what does that say about you? I mean, these are things I've had to check myself on. So when I looked at it, it was like, Spirit was like, if you're going to do anything, if you think it might be something that stems from something negative, a cry out for attention, who in the system hasn't cried out for attention? Who of us hasn't wanted attention? Who of us got enough attention from our parents or our brothers or our lovers? Who of us hasn't gone through rape, abuse of some form, verbal, physical, sexual? Who of us hasn't gone through some type of racial, physical, mental type of disapproval from a group? Who hasn't gone through that? So who are we to judge each other when we see something that doesn't fit with our notion of what is correct? So instead of judging people now that wear clothes, and I don't understand why they're wearing what they wear and the way they wear it, instead of judging them, I send them love. And I say, if this is a cry for attention, may they feel the love coming from my heart for them right now, that they can heal whatever is in them that has them crying out and be able to suffice their own inner needs for love and comfort and support. Because sometimes it will only be you. Sometimes even when people are trying to comfort and support us, they just don't do a really good job at it. First of all, most people are going to start off trying to comfort you, and then they're going to get caught up into their own cellular voices, which are going to act out and be ignited by whatever you're experiencing, which means then they're no longer coming from a neutral place, and it's hard to keep that stuff in check. I have a gift for it most of the time, and I give thanks for that. That's why I can just sit there and listen to people talk and hear what they're really saying under what they're saying and be like, okay, and give them that time, because it's not always the time to say, you know what, that's not really nice what you're saying about that. How can you be angry at someone sick? And why are you angry at someone sick? When you understand it, because you've been sick too. And we all have those moments. All of us have them. There's not one of us that don't have a moment where we be like, oh, that dude right there, he need to get what's coming to him. Oh, that lady right there, she need to get it. They deserve it. We all have that. But when we get through with that, then what? And that's what unconditional love is about. You know, it's not about being a doormat. It's not about sticking around for abuse of any kind. But it's about saying, although I'm going to remove myself from a situation that's not healthy for me, I'm not going to do it bitter. I'm not going to do it angry. I'm not going to do it enraged. I'm not going to speak death on you. I'm not going to speak curses on you. I'm not going to hope you get it back. Because if we believe that the universe gives us all what we're planning and doing, and it's about creation, first of all, I can't create that for another person and not taste it myself. I don't care what you've done to me. I can't will that for you. That doesn't mean that if you come at me with a knife or a gun, I'm not going to fight for my life. I will fight for my life. But I'm not going to wish death on you. If death is the result of you coming at me like a damn fool, then it just is what it is. But I'm not like, oh yeah, I hope you... No. We got to do better with that. And then we got to challenge ourselves. When we find ourselves having these talks, we gotta come to a place where we vent. I think venting is very important. I don't care how high you are. I think you need a time to truly. That's why I respect tears so much more than laughter. Because what I find is when people cry, there's an opening that happens that doesn't happen with laughter. A lot of times laughter is just more of the mask. Yeah, I'm good. I don't care. And that's more of that bullshit. But when most people cry, because some people fake cry. When most people cry, it's something very genuine, and it's a surrender. It's like, I don't want to live hiding this. This bothers me. And then you know what else it is? It's a connection that sometimes laughter doesn't have. It's a connection with what's really happening. It's recognizing it. And there's nothing that changes in our lives without some type of recognition. That does not mean, and people kill me with that. Well, you don't need to know, you need to tell a different story. Well, how do you tell a different story till you realize that the story that you're telling sucks? You gotta start somewhere. I say if you're gonna have a bad feeling, try to have it for less than 17 seconds. Give yourself a good 16 seconds of feeling bad, then give yourself a happy thought, then go back to 16 seconds of feeling bad, then give yourself another happy thought. And it's about balance. It's about understanding that all of it has a space and a place and time and out. So as I watch my mommy, my first client, her and my daddy, grow and become something like a mommy, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have her support, and I'm grateful to have her coming back into herself. And you know, my mom is like 62. It's never too late to find you. It's never too late to become you. It's never too late to change the tone of negativity that you may be speaking on yourself or other people. It's never too late to see yourself in a new light. It's never too late to start over. And I see no reason not to. And I can honestly say, I'm living proof that you don't have to lose your genuine self or smile or strength because life has been hard on you. Because life has been hard on me. It's not really being hard right now. I'm really going through some major shifting, but it feels hard. And I don't like the way it feels. Honestly, I don't. But it's pushing me into the change, the career, the stuff that I should have been doing all along. Writing my books and helping people. That's what I do. You know, what I do, and and it's so funny because everybody I meet is like, how do you describe what you do? There's really no description for what I do. I do whatever you need done. And I know that seems funny. I can word it, I can market it, I can come up with something spiffy to say to put it in a box. But what I do is not in a box. It's tapping into your unlimited self. So it has unlimited ways of expressing itself. And I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve you in love. I'm here to serve you in truth. I'm here to serve you as a part of your reflection. I'm here to serve you as support and comfort. I'm here to serve you as a friend, as a sister, as a lover, as a mother, as a daughter, as whatever. Whatever. And with that being said, I'm going to hush now. It's almost 20 minutes, but I was in an auspicious space of being, and I felt like it would be good to share that with you guys. Yes, I am pushing the start of my company, Heart Solutions. Heart Solutions, really. Which is basically a place where I meet with couples, children, mothers, fathers, bankers, lawyers, doctors, heathens, sinners, the righteous and the the righteous and the forsaken, and we come together to learn how to be our best selves. And it's gonna look different for everybody, but basically, um, just learning how to trust yourself to make the best decisions for your life, and how to go with what you really want to do beyond what other people are telling you should do, or what you think you should be doing because of what other people think you should be doing, you know? With that being said, if you would like a consultation, I'm doing a special at this time, $1 a minute. So you pick the time and the amount of time, and you can email me at heartsolutions, and that is HEARTSOULUTIONS, the number 9 at gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Starflight Awakening, YouTube, Birthing Divinity, and you can inbox me on Facebook. And especially if you're not following me, if you only follow me on YouTube, I often do a lot more stuff on Facebook than I do on YouTube. I'm trying to get better with this whole doing video things. And what else? I'll be getting into doing some other things really soon. The site should be up before this week is out. I'm thinking tomorrow. So we'll see. I have somebody working with me on it. So they're doing it from their heart chakra and their crown chakra and their third eye chakra. And I'm so grateful. Give thanks to the goddess Oshun for moving on my behalf and making that happen for me. And that's about it. I love you very much. I think you're a phenomenal being. I'm listening to Terrence Howard, Shine Through It. He's saying, all I want to be is a little bit more like me, and all I want from you is to let some love shine through it. So that is the ending of my message, is shine through it all. There is a cosmic stirring going on that's calling people out of their hiding places, on jobs and families and in cities and countries and everywhere. It's calling people out. Like, make it whole. You can be whole. Your situation can be whole. Your finances can be whole. You can live a life of purpose. You don't have to be a slave to anybody's machine, including your own. Allow me to serve you and assist you in your growth and development into your higher self. Let me be a midwife for you. And if not, that's cool too. There's somebody out there for you. And another thing, guys, start investing in yourself with spiritual, psychological, emotional, and healing work. People kill me not wanting to spend money on their spiritual growth. But they will go buy a car that they don't need just to prove that they can drive in it. They'll go buy shoes, weaves, fine dining that's not healthy for them. You know, invest in yourself. Invest in massages. Invest in taking 20 minutes out of a day to meditate. Invest in these different kind of things. And if you work with me, I'm going to give you tools for everyday life to change how you handle your current situation. We're going to get you to somewhere else, but a lot of times we can't even get to where we're going because we can't even handle what we're dealing with now. I want to teach you how to handle now, like how to change now, right now. And that is all coming from inside of you. And with that said, I love you much, and I'm out. Peace.